Great. Okay, let's change gears here a little bit and talk about what's in your crystal ball looking ahead for 2010 in the near term, then maybe the next year or so. How is the market going to unfold with all these different elements, the foreclosures, the tax credits, the smaller houses in the market? Where do you see demand going in the market for 2010?
Well, that's interesting because we still have this wave of foreclosures to go through in the 5 years. And if we look at how many foreclosure filings are taking place, there's about 1,000 a month, a little over 1,000 a month being foreclosure filings being done, but we're only selling 300 foreclosure homes a month. So we have a disparity of about 700 homes a month. Now, these homes could be homes that were paid up because they got foreclosure notices. These could also be homes that have not yet been foreclosed on because the banks are behind in doing that. It also could be homes that the bank is holding back so that they don't flood the market with a glut of homes to push prices down further, which would not be good for them because they are now in the home selling business. And it could also be that these are being renegotiated. So all of those things are being taking place right now. But since we see this huge amount of foreclosures coming in from the 5-year resets, we are going to be in this type of a market for the next 3 to 5 years until we get through this foreclosure mess. And I think really we are at the bottom. I think we're at the bottom unless banks decide, and they do have some that they're holding back to glut the market. That would be the thing that could push prices and volumes down further. However, I think we're at a situation where we're going to just bounce along at the 2,000 to 2,200 rate of permits for the next 4 to 5 years. Now, Roger, the interesting thing is that at the end of that time, there's going to be a hold because we'll have a finite number of foreclosures. And this finite number of foreclosures says, hey, at some point in time, we're going to have to fill that hole because we're not selling foreclosures anymore. That will be a very interesting time because we could actually see a shortage of homes when that occurs.
Um, one of the other statistics that you do on an annual basis is the economic impact of new home construction in the Tucson market. Talk to me a little bit about where we've come from the peak, 2005, 2006, to where we are today, and how that relates and spins off into revenue for local governments.
Well, the interesting thing is that a new construction home starts from scratch. The first thing you do is you buy a piece of land. The next thing you do is you buy a house permit and you pay all the fees that have to be paid. The next thing you do is begin construction by excavating the land and putting in the pipes and then pouring the concrete and then putting up the walls. All of this creates jobs. It creates financial transactions. It has sellers of land. It has sellers of material. So basically, the great thing about new construction is that it's almost a 100% economic contributor to the local economy by this. The only thing that you could argue and say it doesn't contribute to the local economy might be the profit that the builder has. But if you think about that, most of the big builders are on Wall Street and they are part of your 401k. So hey, by doing that, it comes back to you because they're doing well. So that would be the situation with new construction, and it's the only thing that's that way. And new construction then in 2006 was our highest value of new construction, and it reached $2.2 billion in Pima County. And that is astronomical. That is more than any other single industry that's in here, including defense. So it was the largest contributor. Now, if you look at what happened this last year in 2009, it was $445 million. So we lost approximately $1.8 billion in 3 years because of the economic contribution of home building, which is huge. Now, think about that. That is the budget for Pima County. Okay, that would be like Pima County didn't exist and didn't spend any money. It's huge. It would be like 4 Davis-Monthan Air Force bases. It would be bigger than Davis-Monthan and Raytheon combined, as far as a contributor. And we look and we see things like the gem show, and the gem show brings in what, 8, 9, 10 million dollars. That's a drop in the bucket compared to $2.2 billion that home building did.
So 2009 was 45 million or 440?
445
It was
million.
445 million. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
445 million. Okay. And any closing thoughts on the market or just commentary that's important for our readers to know about?
Well, if you're in the mood to buy a home or to invest in a home, it's actually a pretty good time to do that. And we talked about that previously, but the positive thing is that, hey, there are some bargains out there, and it's time to do that. We didn't discuss land, but land is a whole nother thing that's going on, and there's some very inexpensive land available.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a good thing. You need to be careful, though, about what you're buying anywhere, because you don't want to be stuck with it, okay? Right. So looking at things like where you buy and what you buy are very important in this market, because if you go into a community and it's 58% REOs, which are foreclosure homes, in there, you're going to be there a while before you're going to increase your asset at all. And I think one of the things that we need to look at is, I don't think that homes in the future are going to be as big a financial asset as they have been in the past. Mm-hmm. Don't look for your home to always make money for you, because I don't think that's going to happen.